Hello everyone! One more exciting spreadsheet episode coming right up. Last time we have researched the break-even point and how it is affected by trading fees. Now, building upon that foundation, I've come up with this: a trading calculator that has immediate practical application for spot trading. First of all, let's all agree that the trade history on Binance leaves much to be desired. Yes, the data is accurate, but it is not readily useful, and here is why. If you make 2 or more buy transactions without closing the trade by selling, you really have no idea about the parameters of your total open position. Now, what is an open position, you might ask? An open position is simply having an amount of a traded asset before you sell it to recover your quoted asset. For example, in the morning, a coffee shop buys several batches of donuts from the baker. Now it has an open position in donuts. By closing time, they would have ideally sold all the donuts, closed their position, and ended up with loads of cash in the register. And I bet they would really like to have a good idea of the quantity of the donuts that they are holding and the average purchase price, so that they could come up with a profitable sell price. After all, they're not in the business of storing donuts, they are in the business of making money, and making you a little bit fatter. And that's why probably they have an accountant or some sort of stock tracking system. Same has to be true with trading crypto. I'm not really asking for much. I just want to know how much coin is in my open position and the average buy price for the total quantity. This way I can make quicker sell decisions instead of guessing or wasting precious time. Sadly, on Binance this is nowhere to be found. Enter the break-even calculator. In this section right here, I can keep up to 10 transactions by entering only the buy price and the order size. The quantity of coin is calculated automatically. To be fair, the quantity of coin is not even really that important. We could do just as well with only the buy price and the order size. Alright, once I tick the box on the left of the transaction, it goes towards calculating my total open position in this section right here. Let's again use the infamous 3-cent trade to verify that this actually works. The first buy transaction gives me the numbers you would absolutely expect. Now the second buy gives us this. Let's move over to the right side now. In the middle, in the gray line, you have the break-even price for the current total open position. Above in green, you have 10 different sell price options, along with the required change percentages and potential profits. Below in red, just in case, you have 10 sell price options that would result in a loss. This is useful in case the price keeps dropping and at some point you want to close your position at a loss to avoid digging yourself even deeper into the hole. You'd be able to recover most of your funds and start fresh. This concept is referred to as stop loss. In donut world, this would be selling the remaining donuts below cost at the end of each day to get at least some cash back rather than throwing the food into the dumpster. The inputs for the calculator are quite simple. The change step introduces variations to all the lines depending on how volatile you think the asset is, and the fee rate affects the break-even point as explained in the previous video. In terms of practical use, once I have entered all my buy transactions, I can immediately see the break-even point as well as the possible price options for my sell limit order, arranged by expected change percentage. If you've been monitoring a coin for a while, you have a pretty good idea of what its usual level of volatility is and how likely it is to go up a certain change percentage. Looking back here at the second buy transaction, it would appear that by virtue of buying the second batch at a higher price, my break-even point is slightly worse than before. It's 17,893.1 versus 17,881.15. On the other hand, due to a larger position size, it is easier to make the 3 cents in profit. For a smaller position, I am making 3 cents at around 0.3% change, while with a larger position, only a change of 0.15% is needed. And obviously, a smaller change is more likely to happen than a bigger change. Now, logically, it would follow that to get the best of both worlds, the second buy should be preferably at a lower price to bring down the break-even point and to increase the chances of a profitable trade at lower change percentage. Well, as it turns out, I'm not the only genius to have thought of this. It is commonly known as the averaging down strategy. On paper, it looks like a great idea, but it is not without its downside. The risks and rewards of it deserve a whole separate video, so stick around.